A federal judge in the United States earns $232,600 a year. That's a presidential appointment, lifetime tenure, one of the most respected positions in the entire legal system. Sounds like the pinnacle of a legal career, right? Here's what almost nobody talks about. Many federal judges could have earned 2, 3, sometimes 5 times that amount if they'd stayed in private practice. Some of the most respected legal minds in the country are turning down millions of dollars to take this job. In this video, we're breaking down exactly what a federal judge earns, what it actually costs them to take this position, and why so many brilliant lawyers still choose the bench over the money. Stick around till the end, because the real story here isn't about what judges make, it's about what they give up. First, let's clarify what we're talking about. The federal judiciary has several tiers. District court judges, the trial-level federal judges, earn a base salary of $232,600 a year as of recent pay scales. Circuit Court of Appeals judges, one level up, earn slightly more, around $246,600. Supreme Court justices earn $298,500, with the Chief Justice earning slightly more at $312,200. These salaries are set by Congress and adjusted periodically, though increases have historically lagged behind inflation for years at a time, something judges themselves have publicly complained about. Compare this to state court judges, whose salaries vary wildly by state. Some state judges earn well below $150,000. Others in states like California can earn close to federal levels. To become a federal judge, you're typically nominated by the president and confirmed by the Senate. This isn't a job you apply for through a normal hiring process. It's usually the culmination of decades of legal work, often including time as a top litigator, law professor, or state judge. Most federal judges are appointed in their mid-40s to mid-50s, after already building an extremely successful legal career. And this is the key detail. Many of these appointees are walking away from law firm partner-level incomes to take this job. Here's where the real financial story starts. Many federal judges are appointed directly from BigLaw partnerships, where senior partners at top firms routinely earn $1 million to $5 million a year, sometimes more at the most elite firms. A federal judgeship pays $232,600. Do the math on that gap. A partner earning $2 million a year who accepts a federal judgeship is taking an immediate pay cut of roughly 88%. This isn't a hypothetical. This happens constantly. Judges are regularly asked in interviews and profiles about walking away from massive law firm incomes, and many openly admit the financial sacrifice was significant. Now let's break down what's left after taxes on that $232,600 salary. As a single filer, the effective federal tax rate at this income level lands around 26 to 28%. That's roughly $60,000 to $65,000 gone to federal tax alone. Federal judges are based across the entire country, so state tax varies enormously. A judge in Texas or Florida, states with no state income tax, keeps significantly more than a judge in California or New York, where state tax can take another 8 to 13%. Let's use a moderate example. A judge in a state with average state tax around 5%. That's another $11,600 gone. Combined, this judge loses roughly $72,000 to $77,000 in total tax, leaving approximately $156,000 to $161,000 in take-home pay. Now here's a detail most people don't consider. Federal judges have real costs tied to maintaining their position and reputation that other high earners in similar income brackets don't face in the same way. Judges are expected to maintain a certain lifestyle and professional presentation befitting the role. Appropriate housing in often expensive federal court districts like New York, D.C., L.A., and Chicago, professional wardrobe, and involvement in bar association and legal community events that come with real costs. They also often face restrictions on outside income. Unlike a private attorney who can take on side consulting work, speaking engagements for large fees, or board positions with lucrative compensation, federal judges face strict ethical limitations on what outside income they can accept, specifically to avoid conflicts of interest. This means the $156,000 to $161,000 take-home figure is essentially it. There's very limited opportunity to supplement this income, the way other professionals at this level typically would. Federal courthouses are located in major cities across the country, and many of the most prestigious judicial appointments, Southern District of New York, D.C. Circuit, Ninth Circuit in California, are in some of the most expensive real estate markets in America. A judge based in Manhattan or DC, maintaining a household appropriate to the position, can easily spend $60,000 to $90,000 a year on housing alone, especially if supporting a family. Subtract this from our remaining $156,000 to $161,000, and depending on the city, many federal judges are left with $70,000 to $100,000 a year in genuinely discretionary income, a respectable upper-middle-class income, but nowhere near what their legal credentials could command elsewhere. So why would anyone take this deal? The answer is lifetime tenure. Federal judges, once confirmed, hold their position for life, barring impeachment. There's no risk of being fired, no billable hour targets, no client pressure, no partnership politics. For many top attorneys, especially those in their late career, this represents an entirely different kind of value: job security, intellectual independence, and the ability to shape law and legal precedent in a way no private practice role allows. There's also the prestige factor. A federal judgeship, especially at the appellate or Supreme Court level, is considered among the most respected positions in American law, a form of legacy and influence that a law firm paycheck, no matter how large, cannot replicate. This pay gap has actually become a significant issue within the legal community. Chief justices and senior judges have repeatedly gone on record stating that judicial salaries have failed to keep pace with inflation and with private sector legal compensation. Warning: this creates a risk. Fewer top legal minds willing to accept judicial appointments due to the financial sacrifice required. There have been ongoing discussions in Congress about judicial pay increases, but these proposals face political complications, since any pay raise for judges tends to draw public scrutiny and become a politically sensitive topic, regardless of the underlying financial argument. When you step back and look at the full picture, a federal judge's real financial position looks like this: roughly $70,000 to $100,000 in genuinely usable income, after taxes, cost of living, and position-related expenses, held by someone who, in the private sector, could easily be earning seven figures. This is the trade nobody really talks about when discussing prestigious careers: the title, the respect, the lifetime security. These come at a direct and substantial financial cost, one that most people assume doesn't exist for a position this respected. This is why so many judges describe the role not as a financial decision, but as a calling, a trade of income for impact. Next time, we're breaking down what a Fortune 500 CEO actually takes home after the hidden costs of that job. Subscribe so you don't miss it.